Welcome back to Scottish Man Cave and welcome to this week's vlog. And if you're new around here, I basically go around all the charity shops, especially in Aberdeen, and I try and find some amazing bargains and stuff, but I want to actually address something that's kind of bothering me right now. And I would say over the last decade, Aberdeen has pretty badly went downhill, I would say. There used to be some beggars and stuff, but it was always the same faces all the time that you would see. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere in the last couple of months, basically, and again, I'm not here to discriminate, I'm not here to be racist or anything, but there's been a considerable amount of, I would say, people from around the Middle East region, and they're begging. Now, one thing that's always been an issue in Aberdeen that I feel needs to be cleared up as well is the drug addicts constantly shouting at each other, screaming at each other on the street. They've always been a nuisance, but Aberdeen City Council has spent absolute millions on trying to redevelop the city, and that's a controversial topic in itself because, let's be honest, the council waste a bunch of money. But I think it's an issue all over Scotland, probably the UK, and I'm not one of them that's I think they should go be treated like absolute what do you call it, you're gonna chuck them in these sort of, I don't even know what I'm saying here. Yeah, I don't think we chuck them to places like Rwanda and stuff, but we really need to control the borders a little bit better. And again, I'm not racist, I'm not anti anything, I'm not anti-Muslim and stuff. I've got friends that are Muslims and everything, but I'm a proud Aberdonian and I love my city, but there's a reason why so many people are moving away from here. This used to be, well, it still is classed as the oil capital of Europe, but it's just went so downhill, and it's absolutely destroying myself and, as I say, the local population. I think we're starting to have enough, and as I say, it should be illegal to beg in this country. We're supposed to be a rich country, not in a third world country, so there shouldn't be allowed begging, in my opinion. It should be an illegal thing. Does it mean I want to see people starve? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm getting at here. I think people, anybody should not be in poverty in this, in this day and age. Not one person in any country should be in poverty, but the poverty is coming here now, and that's a problem. There's always going to be deprived areas and stuff, no matter where you go in the world, right? But the main street in Aberdeen, and all the shops are apart from charity shops, which I can't really complain about. I'm happy with the charity shops that are there, but it's depriving so bad. And obviously the council's making this effort to spend all this money, but they're not fixing the actual problems here. They need to do something about the begging. That's I've walked down Union Street today, right? And the time of recording, this is a Sunday. Was it the 17th of May, something like that? I'm bad with dates. And oh look, there's a boat just going out of the harbour. So I'm just at the harbour just now. But yeah, I walked down Union Street and there's 7 beggars, and I'm not gonna lie, they were all from, I would say, the Middle Eastern kind of countries. And yeah, of course, I don't want them to starve. I don't want anyone to starve. I don't want anyone to be in poverty. But in this country, it shouldn't be allowed. Why are they on the streets begging? You know what I mean? And again, this is not a political channel. My channel is mostly, going to charity shops, and as I say, we will be reselling on eBay as well. I'm going to be paying my deposit for my container at the end of the month. But I absolutely love my city. I love Scotland, but this is becoming a problem. I want Scottish independence as well, but I don't agree with the SNP at letting everybody and anybody in. You know what I mean? it's got to be controlled a little bit better. And it's not really the Scottish government, it's more a British government thing. But, you know, it's a shame. And that's Apache Peterson, and as you can see the boat going out the harbour. So I actually used to work down at the harbour on oil and gas. But yeah, it's an absolute shame, it's a travesty right now what's going on in my city. And I'm sure it's the same everywhere you go in the UK at the moment. And as I say, it's a bit disheartening, to be honest. Like, the drug addicts is another problem. That's always been a problem, especially in Aberdeen. But it wasn't that bad, I would say 10 years ago even. It's all of a sudden, all these drug addicts appear from nowhere. There's a lot more of them now, and the police don't do anything about it. They just leave them. They don't give a shit. Let's be real. But it's a nuisance for everybody else, and nobody likes going in the town anymore. And I get it, online retail and everything like that, but Aberdeen used to be a right thriving city. And of course, like every city, Aberdeen's got its rough areas. I was brought up in a rough area in Aberdeen, but it was not that badly deprived, I would say. You know what I mean? Just the reputation of it. You know what I mean? So it's an absolute disaster. It's a travesty, and something needs to be done about it, because I'm sure I'm not the only one saying this. You know what I mean? And again, I don't want to see people starving on the streets. I don't want to see anybody in this world, you know, under poverty. But something needs to be done, guys. Like, seriously. Like, I can't have a charity shop trip in my locals in peace without getting hassled about, you know, begging and stuff. And you guys know as well, my money situation's not the bestest now either, so I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with it. And I know at the end of the day, you know, that maybe just try to make their own kind of living, but it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed in this day and age. You know, you can get help for homelessness as well in the UK, especially in Scotland. You know what I mean? So I don't get why, you know, these, you know, government officials, council reps, whatever, can't do a thing about it. And here we go. Here is the one of the main bits of the harbour where all the containers are and stuff. I'm not sure if I'll get in trouble actually filming around here. To be fair, it's quite a secure kind of area, but you know, it's disheartening. That's what I'm trying to say. It's disheartening because, as I say, Aberdeen is a wonderful city in Scotland. I think we're pretty welcome. We're very welcome to people. Although sometimes we get a bad reputation, but we can't be quite, what's the word? It's not stuck up. We're very straight to the point kind of thing. But overall, like, it's a good place for tourists to visit. But if tourists, like I seen Americans on the bus just now, for example, now that situation's a lot worse when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you know, like, why? You know, like, we're trying to promote tourists coming here. You know what I mean? We want this to be, like, oil's not going to last forever. So we need to figure out ways, other ways of generating money. And, you know, it's not a good look. So the council can spend all this money as much as they want. It's not going to make a difference when you've got this, like, antisocial behaviour with the drug addicts and you've got the begging going on. You know what I mean? And I can see why most Aberdonians are either choosing to move out to the Shire or they're moving abroad. My pal's done it. He's moved abroad. And here we go. It's a massive boat right there. But yeah, it's just like down the harbour area. But it's just a shame. It's a shame. Now, to be honest, in the future, I might move to the Shire, to be honest, because because of the state this city's in, you just need to go up the road to Inverurie and it's like a different environment, almost. You know what I mean? It's sad. It is sad. And as I say, this is not an anti-foreign thing or, you know, discrimination or being racist or anything, because I'm not that person. I'm not that person. But, you know, something needs to be done. You know what I mean? Now here's another problem with this area here, is where, well, it's technically the red light district of Aberdeen, here in Torry. That's another issue, but that's always been an issue here in Aberdeen. Don't worry guys, I'm going to Asda and Aldi, and I'll probably nip into the cancer research just to have a quick look as well. I'm just taking you guys on a detour because I haven't shown you around this area before in my vlogs. But again guys, let me know in the comments, especially if you're from Aberdeen, how do you see it, or like Scotland in general. I think it's an issue that needs to be fixed. You know, it's okay, you know, Aberdeen City Council blowing all this money. Well, it's not really, because it comes out of council tax, but it's one thing for them to blow this money, but they're not fixing the issues. The fundamental issues where most Aberdonians feel affected. Maybe I should run for being councillor or something, but nah, I'm not getting into politics or anything. But you know what I mean? It's just sad. It's just really sad on the decline. And as I say, I still think, and I stand by this, like my pal goes, Aberdeen's a shithole, and it's what doing hell. But I'm still proud to be here. I'm still proud to be from here. You know what I mean? But it has its limits, you know? I get why people are moving abroad. I get why people are leaving for the Shire. It's a shame. It is a shame. Because this city, especially in the 90s, or even the 2000s, you know, like crime is up as well. All these little Neds going about in balaclavas on their bikes, on their electric bikes as well, you know. That wasn't happening 10 years ago. Yeah, you still hit your head, you're idiots. But it seems like it's a higher percentage now. And that's the issue. It's not so much before. There was still always your trouble. There was like the guys in your little motorbikes and stuff. On your motorbikes and stuff like that. And you know, doing the wheelies on the main road and all that kind of thing. But you know, there's a lot more crime, I would say. So it's a bit of a shame. And yeah, it's maybe a little bit of a rant. I think some people that watch the channel actually enjoy me speaking about, you know, life in general, or you know, what my opinions are and stuff. But nah, I still think Aberdeen is a vibrant city. It just needs tidied up pretty badly, I must say. But you know, this is home for me. You know, there is worse places. I went, as I say, I loved when I went to Canada, but oh my god, you know, there's a place called Hastings, which is kind of like Skid Row. You know, we ain't that kind of bad yet, but the way it's going, it will be if we're not careful. And that's the issue. I think that's the problem with, you know, especially, you know, my mum and dad's generation, even generations before that, you know, people that are living in the, you know, the 70s, 80s, this place was a booming place. And yeah, there was still crime, there was still, you know, numpties and stuff, but I don't think it's on the level it is today. And the amount of like police vans I see, speaking of which, police van behind me, for example, you know, it's a shame. It is a shame. And speaking of which, that I used to work there. I hated it. That was the place I was on about that I despised working there. I know for a fact, though, the company's long gone, which I'm not. It's not a shame, because I'm sure some people got too paid across and stuff. But still people there, I think. But it's not the old company I worked for anyway. A horrible building. But yeah, I'm pretty much at the harbour, guys, as well. So I'll just show you the harbour. So I've never shown you the harbour properly. But this is like foot D. So this is like probably, I would say, the oldest area in Aberdeen, or one of the oldest areas. So Aberdeen actually historically, I believe, used to be a fishing village in like the 1700s and all that, and then I think by the 1800s it's expanded and stuff. But I'm not by any stretch travel vlogger or anything, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm struggling to create content this week. When it comes to, charity shops and stuff. I'm only going to go to one this week, and that's the one at the beach. But we are going to play some, maybe Elden Ring. Might give that a go, kind of thing. But as I say, these buildings are really old, by the way, really, really old. But I've just decided it's Sunday. Fancied a bit of fresh air, but the sun yesterday was so much better. I wish I filmed yesterday now. But I just had a lazy day in the man cave. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're from Aberdeen or Scotland or even the UK, I know it's a lot worse down south. I know in England, like, we're quite lucky. We don't get a lot of, it's the occasional bad thing, but it's not like London. London, the stabbings all over the place, is it? It's not really, I wouldn't feel safe in London. You can still feel safe here to a point. You know what I mean? But, yeah, guys, I'm going to show you the harbour. Right, let's go to research. We'll have a look there, see if there's any CDs. I might check Asda as well for CDs, and maybe games as well in Carter Research, but I highly doubt it. It's normally fodder. But yeah, I think that's the old lighthouse. I don't know if you can actually go in there. I've never actually been, or I have been, but I was like a kid. Very long time ago. Folks, you can maybe see in the distance there's like one at the end. I don't know if it's a lighthouse or just for signaling the boats into the harbour. Don't actually know what this building is. I think it could be like a, I don't know. Well, I don't think I'm allowed this way anyway. So I think Maritime Operations Centre. Yeah. So I don't think I'm allowed this way, but yeah, I can go this way, and this takes me back to the beach. So we'll go this way. But yeah, it's not a nice day, but I love this part of Aberdeen. Just go. I used to go this route, on my lunch when I worked at that diving place. I would go for a nice walk and then go to Asda, get my lunch. It was always healthy going out at lunchtime, because you get away from the bombardment and people like interrupting you and stuff on your lunch and all that. Oh, we need this piece of equipment out. We need it for 2 o'clock. You're on your dinner at 1. You know what I mean? Like, go away, leave me alone. So, what a choppy day this is. Look at that. That's how I would not be swimming in that weather, like. And that's the crazy thing. I remember, I'd go for my walk and it'd be middle of winter, and some idiots were actually like skinny dipping in the sea. Don't get that at all. And I know it's like the Christmas Day thing as well, people skinny dip, but who the hell go out in that? Especially in this kind of weather when it's horrible, it's windy, oh me. But yeah, I love this part of Aberdeen. It's just for a walk in general. I love going this way, you know. But yeah, oh, that's Baltic. That's Baltic. I haven't actually seen this before, but there's so many like food vans on the beach just now. I think that's awesome. There's so many kind of. Look at this one. I think this is where dog eats. Oh, Kaya mocktail bar. Wow. I'm gonna have to come down here when it's nice and sunny. So much different like food vans and stuff that I've not really seen before. There was only like one or two down here, but now there's quite a lot. Coffee, Mexican street food. That's one good thing about Aberdeen just now then. It's all these like little businesses and stuff. It's pretty cool. I must admit, pretty cool. Right guys, we are at the Cancer Research. Probably one of my more favourite charity shops in Aberdeen. You always see me go in it. Normally they've got some good stuff. The last time I was there, they actually has a decent amount of video games, but this year they've got them all, and there was nothing really for profit. So let's take a look in this Cancer Research and see, you know, what they might have. Hopefully they've got maybe a couple of CDs I can buy, because you get 5 for £1 in here. So I do like this charity shop. So let's have a looky inside. So as you can see guys, heaps of games here. Like a Titanfall, £2. Lips Classics, £2. This year's, as I say, I've got pretty much all of this.
Oh, this bright thing.
Medal of Honor, £2. And then Star Wars. So yeah, there's quite a lot. Yeah, but FIFA Street I've already got as well, £2, decent price, but again, nothing to trade in, kind of thing. So pretty good prices overall, but fortunately nothing for my collection. I don't know if this is worth it. Family Guy for £5 for the DVD box set, but I found this is definitely worth it. £2 for The Office. I think this goes for about 10 quid on eBay, so pretty easy to carry and pretty easy to ship out as well. So I will be picking up The Office.
A few moments later.
So guys, I went to Asda, no CDs, and yeah, I'm in Aldi at the moment just doing some shopping, and look how cute these things are. But Chester's got too much toys, so she's not getting. She's absolutely spoiled. Cool and Vest, that's for dogs, sort of thing. But I like having a little rummage around the middle aisles, see if there's any bargains and stuff. But yeah, I don't think there's anything here. There is cooling mats here, but they're way too big. She likes this little like pineapple one, so yeah, I won't be buying them. They're too big. They're for dogs anyway. But yeah, I do like having a little rummage around the middle section. Although a lot of it is kiddies' toys and stuff as well. But it's actually a good place to actually flip things on eBay, believe it or not, as well. So we might, in the future, when we do the car boot sales and stuff, I might look in the middle aisles of like Lidl and all that kind of stuff, and you know, see if we can flip things on eBay for a little profit, kind of thing. But as you can see, it's like tools and all that kind of thing. But it always changes the middle aisles. It's never the same kind of thing. Don't know what that is. Candle sort of thing. So pet tunnels, I think. I don't know, it's kids stuff kind of thing. Don't know what they are. Ooh, it's like a fold-out table. Now some of these stuff might come in handy when I've got a container, but for right now, I don't need the room. Yeah guys, the security guard's looking at me right now, so I'm away to check out, and we'll see you back at the man cave.
2 hours later.
So guys, it's later on at night, and I'm quite a little bit tired after all that shopping and walking about Aberdeen. So I'm currently downloading the original Saints Row, and that's what I love about the Series X, is all the backwards compatibility. But I really wish that you could play every single Xbox 360 game on the Series X. I think that would, I'm not saying it would have you know, beat the PS5, not a chance, but it might have changed a lot of people's opinions if, you know, the whole library was backwards compatible and you could just play right away with the disc instead of a 7 gig download update. But yeah, I cannot complain. I do like the Saints Row originals. Haven't really played 3 or 4, but yeah, I don't like the kind of, well, what was it, like futuristic, and it was just a bit silly looking to me. But the original Saints Row, and I would say Saints Row 2 was actually better than GTA 4 in my personal opinion. So I'm really looking forward to Mind's Eye. That's going to come out just this coming month, June 10th. And it looks like a GTA kind of game with a bit of cyberpunk to it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and that'll keep me occupied, I think, until, you know, GTA 6 eventually comes out. So yeah, I've got to download this update, and then I'm going to play a bit of the original Saints Row. So here we go, the original Saints Row. And I've actually got my Series X set up in my bedroom just now, so it means I can watch like Blu-rays and stuff, and we will start collecting Blu-rays again eventually as well. But yeah, good old Xbox 360 days. So much better, I think, than like today's kind of games, I would say. So here we go, it's time to create my character now. And yeah, I've got to have blue eyes. Here, yeah, I definitely need some sort of beard. Got to make it look like man cave, you know. 5 o'clock shadow actually probably suits me, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah. What about the head? See if I can. Yeah. We'll pick something that looks like man cave. Oh, that's not me. Some good choices here. See, this is way before it was its time, really, Saints Row, I would say. I think maybe San Andreas might have had something similar. I think that's probably kind of my hair. There we go, body, all muscle, 0 fat, there we go. Yeah, something like that. And I think that is us. That's Man Cave. Probably looks nothing like me, but oh well. What a legend this man is, saving us from the gunshots. And of course, the car exploding. This is what gaming's like for me, guys. You know, if you're playing a bit of Saints Row and then you've got the cat one, a cuddle. Hello! It's not a vlog without Chester the cat. I absolutely love when she does this when she wants to sleep. Coming in.
Several days later.
And we are officially back in the man cave. I did pick up, of course, The Office. I left that Family Guy behind. It was selling for about 10 quid on eBay. So, yeah, with that much discs and stuff, I don't want to check them all if there's scratches and all that. So, I just left it. I have a few other pickups. I picked up this Power Rangers figure from Bernardo's. It's £1.50, but this sells on eBay I think for about £15 to £20. So needs a wee clean up a little bit. It's a bit grubby, but it's what you expect with kids' toys, I guess. So I think you can see the stains there. But yeah, not a bad find for £1.50. And I did pick up a few CDs before the vlog started. I picked up Nickelback CD, The Killers, and these were all in, I think, I don't know where they were, cancer research it could have been, I can't remember. And now 46, which I didn't have, so very, very happy with that. But yeah guys, let me know what you think about, you know, the state of Aberdeen, if you're from Aberdeen or, you know, your hometown or city as well. It is a bit of a shorter vlog than normal this week. We will be back in the charity shops properly for next week's vlog. But yeah, quite a chilled week this week in terms of content creation, I would say. Pretty easy one to edit as well, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes you just need a wee break from, you know, going full on in the content creation. But it's been fun nonetheless. I never played Elden Ring. I might save that till after Mind's Eye. I want to play Mind's Eye on the 10th, I believe the 10th it's coming out. So yeah, I think I'll leave Elden Ring for just now and just play some more Saints Row. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this shorter vlog this week, but I hope you enjoyed it for what it was, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.